During the 1970s, it was peaceful in the Catholic Church. I received communion, confessed, but there was no known community there. We were united in our prayers. Indeed, we pierced the heavens with our constant prayer. The day they brought the statue of the Holy Lady of Fatima, Mary came to us. This was felt clearly by everyone. Emil de Marcos brought this statue. The box is by the altar, and the statue of the Holy Lady of Fatima is taken out. And at that time, you could be imprisoned for 7 years for anti-Soviet activities, for having a brochure about the Holy Lady, about the Fatima appearances. KGB officers were there in the church, and they took photographs of everybody there. They approached and took pictures. Everybody knew she prophesied about Russia in 1917, before the revolution, and we knew the world was praying for Russia. It warmed our souls, because we felt the prophecy come true. There was an amazing sense of connection between all Catholics and universality of the Catholic Church.
I only set my hopes upon God and have chosen the words "Quis ut Deus," who, if not God, to be the motto of my apostolic ministry. And I trusted in Holy Lady's help, because I was watching the realization of Fatima's sermon on conversion of Russia. I remember well that I went to the first European bishops' gathering. I left the Soviet Union and came back to Russia. There was no seminary, there was no press, there was nothing. The church's financial position was very weak. We ought to thank the churches of other countries who came to the rescue. Priests have arrived from 22 countries all around the world. We can see the face of the Catholic Church. We have people here of different nationalities, different languages, different skin color, with their traditions. This is difficult and this is good, because they bring something new. The next task for me was, of course, some kind of educational institution. And the same autumn of 1991, the Catholic Theological College was organized. I was to begin with something. It was difficult for him, understanding that Catholics in Russia are a minority. A minority must learn to be a minority. And when you represent the greatest church of the world, there is always a temptation to behave as an omnipotent. And Russians don't like people to come and behave this way. Competition, expansion was seen all in that straight way. Someone comes and tries to impose their orders. 4 priests and 1 bishop had their visas revoked and were expelled from Russia. Well, I think that in regards to Metropolitan Kandrusievich, he has made an epoch in Moscow. He himself was very humbly saying that he has probably made a lot of mistakes. Nevertheless, now the church in Russia, in this part of Russia, has occupied its modest yet serious place. Lately, undoubtedly, some distinct directions have been formed for joint activity. The representatives of the Orthodox Church emphasize this: enlightenment, educational projects. There will come a time when both Catholics and Orthodox will be engaged in the original common cause of the preaching of the gospel. And it seems to me that lately there have been some interesting changes in this connection. For the better, let's say.